Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we're going to make this card. I thought it would be super fun to try, so I gave it a try ahead of time because I wanted to make sure I could tell you some simple tips and tricks for getting the same look. And we're going to use two things. We're going to use a scallop circle punch to get the little bodice of the dress, and we're going to use our stamp set called Garden Party for the rest of it. I think it's super cute and easy and perfect for Mother's Day, so let's get started. So you can see I've been playing. I'm going to start with a 2-inch scallop circle, and I'm going to show you how I got the bodice of the circle. So you're going to need a pencil, and here's what I do. I start on one side and I count 5 scallops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to draw a line between the innermost part of the first scallop and the last scallop. So I will have 5 showing here at the bottom, okay? So I'm just going to draw a line and connect those two. Now I'm going to turn this and we're going to work on the top of the little bodice. This is the bottom, okay? So we have our horizontal line drawn here. That's the first one we need. Now what I want us to do is we're going to work with this center scallop at the bottom, and either side of it is going to be where we're lining up, but we're going to take scallops away on this edge. All right, so I'm going to take my ruler and line it up to one side of that bottom scallop, and I want to count up 4 scallops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where I want my ruler to lay. Okay, so it's on the right hand side of my bottom scallop and then 4 up. Now when I draw my line, I'm only drawing to that horizontal line we traced, because that's all I'm going to cut away right there on the side. Okay, same thing here. I'm going to go to the left hand side of that bottom scallop. I'm going to count up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to draw my line from the 4th scallop away to my horizontal line. This will all make sense when we start cutting, okay? So now it's time to cut. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut straight across this horizontal line to where that second line meets, so just like that. And then I'm going to cut straight down from the scallop to my horizontal line. All right, and I want to do that on both sides. Now you're going to think, well, this doesn't look like your bodice. It doesn't. We have one more little snip to make. But I'm taking my time so you can understand this, because it can get confusing on the scallop. All right, now the last little thing I want to do, and this is so easy and so cute. All I need to do is I'm going to split this bottom scallop. So I'm going to go to the middle of it and snip to that point, okay? And I'm going to go to the middle of it and snip to that little point, just like that. And for me, that made a cuter bodice. It just made more sense than having that extra piece up. It's just that little snip. Now don't worry about your pencil marks, because you can flip it over and use this side and you're perfectly fine. So there's your bodice. Now I also took my Cuttlebug and I ran this through on my Cuttlebug machine, and I got this cute little embossed pattern on there. I thought that was really cute. So I'm going to set that aside. It's ready to go. Now let's talk about how we're going to use this on the card front. Now I want to show you how I came up with how I was going to do my skirt. I took my little bodice and laid it on my card in this angle. You don't have to. You could do it straight up. You could turn it whatever way you want to. I just like it on the little angle. And what I'm going to do is from these points, I'm taking a pencil and I'm just making myself a very light, faint mark just so I can see it. Okay? And you can decide how round you want the edge of your skirt to be or how not round. That's totally up to you. I'm going to come do the same thing up here. I would turn this page for myself so I could really see what I'm doing, but for camera purposes, I'm leaving it there for you guys. So see how I've penciled out here and I've penciled out here. I'll bring this up to camera so you can see that better. Put the little bodice back. And then bring that where you can see it. So you see I've just penciled in the little skirt. All right, that's what I did here too. I just penciled it with my hand. Now we're going to stamp it. So I've picked out some colors, and I'm using some lighter colors this time. My sample, I used oxides, and this one I'm going to use my Memento Dewdrops because I want a little paler color on this skirt. And I'm using 2 shades of green. That's going to help with the leaves. Don't start with your darker green. Start with your lighter green. And what I'm going to do with it, I've chosen a leaf from my Garden Party set. This is the Garden Party set here. And I've chosen one of the fuller or the solid leaves. And what we're going to do is, starting with our lighter green color, I'm going to stamp starting around the skirt edge. Now here's the thing. You know how whenever you're making designer paper, you want to go off the edge? You kind of want to do the same thing here to get it to feel kind of loose. So even though my line is there, I don't want to be perfectly on my line. I'm going to come slightly out of it, but not far enough out of it that I lose the shape of the skirt. So I'm just kind of overlapping just a tiny, tiny bit over the edge of that skirt. And that's going to give it kind of a soft, organic edge, as if you'd actually use silk flowers to get this look. I'm rotating my leaf stamp in different directions. And like I said, I'm going to start here on the edge of the skirt to kind of give myself a perimeter. Okay, now I'm going to turn it and do this other side. Just barely letting that leaf hang over the edge of my pencil drawing. And off the page as well. Looks good to do that. Now I'm just going to come in and put some more in here and there. Okay, again, that was my lighter green. I'm going to put that one aside for now. I might need it again, but for now I don't. So just going to put my little leaf stamp back up here. Now I've picked my next leaves, and they're a little bit solid also. I'm going to go into this color called Bamboo Leaves. And what I'm going to do is from that leaf, I'm going to bring another one in beside it. Because I'm using the darker color, if it overlaps, it really won't matter because it's going to hide that lighter color behind it. And that's what's going to give us dimension. Just stamping beside each of those just for some interest. And I'm starting with the ones on the inside first, and then I'm going to go to those edges. So again, barely overlapping the edge of the skirt just for some organic feel. And if you have to, turn your leaf stamp in a different way or maneuver it so it doesn't hang way off the side or so it's not mimicking the last stamp, do that. Just turn it any old way you see fit. The thing about this is you can try to be too perfect, and things in nature don't grow perfectly. They grow very organically. Like we're saying here, we want this to feel very organic, and that's how things are in nature. So don't overthink this. Just try to keep the shape. That's all we're really trying to do. All right, so I'm going to put this one away. Might come back to it. I might not. Now let's do some flowers. Again, I'm going to start with the lightest color, and I think I'm going to use this kind of big flower as kind of a background filler in this pale yellow color. This color is called Dandelion. That makes sense. This kind of looks like a dandelion. And again, anywhere that flower's on the edge, I want it to kind of hang off just slightly over the skirt. And every flower doesn't have to hang over the edge. We're going to add other flowers too, and they can hang over the edge. Pretty. Okay, let's go to the next one. And what I found myself doing was working down in size. So let me show you what I mean. I used this large kind of loose flower here, and now I'm going to work myself down in size to something smaller. So either this one or maybe this one. I like this one. I think I'll do this little guy. Stick that onto my block, and I'm going to do it in the color Angel Pink. Pick that up, and I'm just going to start stamping here and there. Oh, I like these pale colors. This is very different than my first one. It's really hard to mess up with that one because it's so pale. You pretty much can put it everywhere and it works. All right, I'm going to clean this one and go to my next flower. For this one, I've decided to use the smallest flower on the set, which is a tiny rose, and Lulu Lavender is the color. I'm going to kind of fill in some of the white areas with this rose. If it overlaps, it's fine, and I'm even going to let it hang off the edge too in some places, but I'm going to start in the middle first. Now for a little bit more of an organic feel, I'm going to use my silver pen, and I'm going to do dots. Remember I've told you before I like to do the kind of 3-dot thing because I think it breaks things up. I'm going to come out here to the edge, especially to start, and do my little 3-dot shapings off the edge of the skirt. I think that helps to break up the solid, perfect edge and make it feel more, again, organic. I'm going to say that word a lot, but that's how I want it to feel. I want it to feel soft and loose on the edge and not as if we had masked off a perfect line. So I'm going to start on the edge like that. Then I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm doing those same 3 dots anywhere I have a space to do it. And I ended up doing a lot on my last skirt. You may not do as many, Do whatever feels good. And you may find that polka dots are more your thing and not even the 3 dots, because I did the polka dots on one too and it was really cute. I'm even going over some of the flowers because I think it looks pretty kind of to be on top of the pink and on top of the yellow. I just like how that looks. Now I'm going to let that dry completely before I erase my pencil marks on the side. This is kind of fun if you just want to play around with your stamps and just see what you get. You're making your own little skirt designer paper. And if you're not comfortable with the stamping or you don't have these stamps, you can always just use floral paper and cut out the shape of a skirt with floral paper and it works just the same. So when this is dry, I'm going to erase it. So while that is drying, I decided, since I use white paper for my stamping, I'm afraid my little bodice is not going to show up as much as I want it to. So I'm going to take the pink color that I have, and I'm going to ink drag on top of this embossing that I did, just to add a little bit of that same pink up here to the top, and it'll really bring out the pattern. So I'm just using the ink pad right on top of the little bodice and just rubbing it around. I think that'll be cute. And I'm just going to pick it up and rub the edges as well, so that it will really pop on the little dress. You can totally do this with an ink blending tool, but while I'm here, I'm just going to use that. Everything seems pretty dry, so I'm going to go in there and take care of that pencil mark. So that's my skirt with the pencil mark off. And now I'm going to use some foam tape to pop this up. I think that'll be super cute. So I just got some little foam squares here, and I'll pop some of these up on top of on the back of this little bodice. Just releasing the backer off of those. Now the important thing is to remember how you had this little guy. And like I said, I liked mine on the little angle, so it looked kind of like I'd maybe tossed the dress across my bed or something like that. It was kind of tossed to the side. I thought that was really cute like that. And let's deck this guy out. I think it's cute to add some bling to these guys. So I've cut myself a little strip of 5 little pearls. They're like a little adhesive back pearl bling. And I'm just laying that across the middle to look kind of like a little pearl skirt. Let me bring that up where you guys can see it. See how that looks like a little belt going around there? I think that's cute. I think I'm going to put a pearl in the middle of that little flower. So this is my little strip bling. I'm going to cut some off. Just cut one away here. Pick that up with my pokey tool. Now I'm just going to stick this right into the center of that little flower. And I'll show you on my other one. I put a lot more on there, but I thought that would be cute in the middle there, almost like a necklace. And let me show you on the other one what I did. So you can see the 2 here. So I put more pearls at the top of this one and here, and I just put the 1 pearl there and across here, and then I just mounted it to a card front, and there you go. I stamped it with a sentiment that says, I don't pick favorites. Yes, I do. It's you. That's from Floral Kaleidoscope. So if you have that stamp set, that's what that one's from. But how cute is this for your Mother's Day cards or for anything? A bridal shower, a tea. I think it's really cute, and it's a great way to use your floral stamp sets and kind of do it with your own color scheme too. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was super fun. I've wanted to do one of these for a long time and just never have. So I thought it would be fun to play with that right here close to Mother's Day. If you make one of these cards, I want to see it. Head over to my website called MaymayMadeIt.com and click on our customer gallery, which is under the More tab. Share with us what you're making. We love to see it and how you are inspired, and then you can inspire us to do more as well. Or you can share it on our Facebook group, which is called Maymay Made It, and so did I. Or tag me in social media, anywhere where you social media. That's how that goes. Tag me at Maymay Made It. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.